One. All right, we are back. I'm TK here at the Gotham Sound Expo 2023. This is Kyle from Orca and 16 by 9, and we're just going to go over some of the current offerings that we have available. Kyle, it's a pleasure as always. Happy to see you, my friend.
Yeah, happy to be back.
Yeah, I know, right? Lovely. Take us through it, man. We got a couple new things here. I know we mentioned.
Yeah, so basically we took the 37 new version with our new kind of soft memory foam, and the idea is essentially you're going to get it tighter on your body. It's going to be comfier, and then we took the roller skate style wheels here. So release, yeah, it's just nice to get that extra tight. Everything's plastic wrapped on the side as far as connectors, 4 points, and then you got this nifty little boom pole holder in the back, so if you get tired, you just kind of rest it in there.
Flip it around or something.
Yeah, you know, I mean, lots of different applications you can use that for. Do about 12 pounds, give or take, so you're looking at like a 272, 246, something like that as far as weight goes.
Okay.
And then we also have, new for the Zoom F3, is our 264. It's basically just to house that cute little cube. It's got 4 metal posts on the inside.
So
opens up like a flower, yeah.
Nice.
Everything buckle in the back, everything's Velcro.
And then that flips up. Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Is this like a cable cache here? Or
yeah,
like
no, it's just for the mounting points on the side so you can secure it in there so it's not rattling around.
Okay.
And then also, oops, sorry about that.
No worries.
Little cable run through inside.
Okay, so there you go.
Yep. And this mounts off to there. So you can get your XLRs at the top.
Very nice utility.
Little band for the receiver.
Very nice.
Yeah, cute little mixer, cute little bag.
Yeah, for Zoom users, there you have a solution. And I want to mention we are live, so if you have any questions, comments, pop them in the chat, let us know. We're happy to fill those answers.
Yeah.
So keep us going.
Yeah, so I mean, and then obviously we have our Orca, the big studio bag. And the nice thing about that is you get on set, you set your umbrella up, you got your cup holders, boom pole holders, top tray, everything. Foam inserts so you can angle your bag. Little tray pull out here.
I've not seen this before. This is new?
This is something that I think we've just added.
Okay. For an Orca accessory specifically, or?
So it essentially just slides right back in.
Oh, look at this. It's
like
slick.
that. This all comes off, goes into the top like that. Close it up, you're good to go.
That's a party trick. If I've ever seen one.
We love these things. I mean, this is where you got to be if you're on set, is at the Orca. Little stool there. And then, of course, our mixer bags. This is the 330. And then the 30 all the way up. Sorry about that.
We do have a quick question from microphone. They're asking if the OR37 is compatible with the Lavu audio mixer bag.
I don't know if I'm familiar with that bag. As far as weight goes, it just has to have 4 connection points. So if it's similar as far as connection points on the back, you could absolutely work it with the 4 straps. Weight, it'll do up to about 12 pounds. So I don't know. Hopefully that answers the question.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So then I want to just point this out. These are super utility. I love the fact that you can zip these off, swap them out, use them independently.
Super cool.
And you could still have the receiver or transmitter on the side. So.
Yeah, and if you need the transparent one, be able to see inside. And then we also have our OR39.
Double pouch, right?
Double pouch.
Yep.
Just need that, a couple more. And then, of course, our umbrella kit and everything like that.
Well, lovely.
Yeah.
Then just a little mini umbrella.
Oh, no, you saw that back here.
Stuck back there.
Yeah, so this is just if you want to keep, you're on set or you're out in the field and you want to be able to keep things a little bit cool. We have this sort of like UV coating on the inside because as far as shade goes, you're going to stay out of the sun, but you want to keep cool. And because most of the gear is black, you end up with that. It'll bounce it all off. And
so can you tell me more about the larger version of this? Is that shipping? Is that available?
Yeah, it's totally available.
Okay.
That's the same size as this, rounded corners and everything like that. They have the aluminum handle with a 3/8 on the bottom, threaded. Great umbrellas.
Yeah, I quite love it. I just would love to get a hold of one. So I'm glad that they're shipping. Going to follow up with you on that later.
Yeah, let me know.
So if we don't have any other questions, or do we have any questions? I want to make sure we're
No
fielding
other
those.
questions, just lots of love for the umbrella and the new F3 bag.
Oh, cool.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I think if we don't have any other questions, Kyle, I
All
appreciate
right.
your time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. So our next booth up will be Sennheiser, and we'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the Gotham Expo 2023. I'm TK Edmondson, and I'm here with Sennheiser. We're going to go over some of the new offerings that you guys have. I'm real excited about this new digital transmitter and receiver set that you guys have. So without any further ado, take it away.
Amazing. All right. Hello, how you doing? My name is Brian Durier. I'm a sales manager here at Sennheiser, and what I'm going to be presenting to you today is the new EWDP. So right here, this is our receiver, which we have two stacked here. They're stacked with magnets, actually, and they're pretty heavy duty. So we're actually lifting up the whole thing here. But what's cool about this is that you can easily twist it off. On the bottom here is magnets that you can also attach a cheese plate to that has an easy access of a quick release for a camera mount here.
Like a 3/8 looks
Yep,
like.
3/8. You also have a 1/4-20 adapter here, which is how we have it connected to this stand. Now, with the system, you have the option of either getting a wireless body pack. This is the SK body pack here with an ME2 lavalier. We also have the SKM handheld with an 835 capsule. The cool thing about these transmitters and the receiver is that they all work on the same battery, which is our BA70 battery here, which comes with this charger, which is really amazing. They run about 12 hours on the receiver, 8 hours on the transmitters, which, you know, that could last you a whole day.
And
now
they stack, right?
they also stack, which you
Right.
can see that right over here. And this runs off of a, you know, USB-C charger, which is like 5-volt DC.
Okay.
Now, another thing I want to touch on as well is that from the receiver you can charge as well. There's also a USB-C adapter here on the side where you have your output and your headphone output as well. So you can monitor, you can charge.
That's lovely.
You know,
Super utilitarian. Yeah.
yeah, it's a very good tool. You can use it as a wireless unit for, you know, interviews on camera if you're doing like in the street, man on the street type interviews. We were actually using it as a point-to-point system earlier to play music from the monitors here.
Nice.
Because we had it plugged into our MT48 over there. What was another thing I wanted to touch point on with this system? The other cool thing too is that we have this new cable, which is our Y cable. So you can actually plug in locking 3.5 into two systems and then plug directly into a single input on a DSLR camera, which is really cool because, you know, sometimes people want to use more than one microphone
Yeah, absolutely.
on a camera.
It gives them that option so they at least can make the choice themselves.
Exactly. And for our bag users, I know one of the things that we've talked about is that the antennas are not on the front facing side of the screen.
Correct.
One thing that you can do to combat that is that we have an app that you can actually link, check low battery.
And so these are currently synced to
This is in our demo mode currently.
Okay.
I could take it out of demo mode, and you could actually see this is connected to here. So it says that there's an update available. I will update that soon.
Fair enough.
But on here, when you use our proprietary batteries, you can actually see the time on how much battery is left. You can mute the transmitter from here as well. Also keep in mind that, like, yes, we do have proprietary batteries. If they go bad, or not go bad, but like run out during the day, you can swap them out for AA's.
Right.
So
and then the telemetry that comes with that.
correct. So the telemetry that's on here as well is we run on an equidistant grid, which is going to be similar to our EWDX 6K, where we can get 600 kilohertz spacing, which allows you to, you know, have a whole bunch of systems in the same place.
Right, and that's your recommendation?
Yes. So if you wanted to run more than one unit or a couple, you know, it's going to space itself out. When you scan, it's going to lock onto the first open frequency, and then when you scan the second unit, it's going to lock
automatically space that out.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's true easy button.
Yeah, super easy.
Lovely.
We can actually do it right now. So if you go to the
by all means.
yeah, let's go here. So we can do set. We go down to auto scan. It's going to tell you what frequency you're on currently. If you want to scan, you just click down. Scan in progress. Now it found a new frequency. You hit set. Now it's stored. And now if you wanted to sync this with the body pack, you hit sync on the body pack, sync here. And there you go. It's as quick as that. And you can actually do that from the app as well. But if you're in a pinch and, you know, sometimes you're going to be going into your pocket, you can just go right over.
Yeah, allowing people to do it from kind of both angles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hurried and not hurried.
Yep.
Excellent. So I feel we're missing the SKP version of this. We don't have that today.
Oh, the plug-on. Correct. No, we do not have that today, but that is going to be releasing later this year.
Okay.
The cool thing about that from our previous generation is that we're going to be offering the phantom power on the base level,
right?
Which is going to be the EWDP. It also has an internal recorder as well onto an SD card. That's 32-bit, and then it also has a 3.5 on it as well that you can use as a lav pack in a pinch.
So the true utilitarian.
Correct.
Okay, so then we can defer to our NAB video for that. If you guys haven't seen that, had the opportunity to check that out, please give that a click rather. Excuse me. But with that, do we have any questions in the chat?
We do have a couple questions. The first one is from Hub Location Sound, Jim Keeney. He's asking if Sennheiser is planning on making a more sound bag friendly receiver with the antennas on top and connections on the bottom.
We are working on something like that. I'm not sure how far in the future that is, but it is something that we have been discussing. So yes, it is in the works.
Excellent. It's wonderful to hear. Do we have any further questions?
Another question that we actually had in the office the other day was, is Sennheiser going to make similar a CL100 cable but going to a TA3 instead of an XLR?
Oh.
Interesting. You know, I don't have an answer for that currently, but that's a good question. I will find that out and get back to you soon on that.
Perhaps we can make a Gotham Sound custom one and
potentially
prototype it for you.
Yeah,
I actually have made some custom applications recently, as well as the TA4, the TA5F as well for electrosonic, and a few of the other folks that have different applications. So if you have a special need and there is a request, if you send an email to our team, we can take care of that for you.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
It's totally a thing you can do. Lovely.
Recently at NAB, We were there. We got multiple folks that walked up, had a request. They had a certain application. We were able to make that modification, send it to them pretty quickly.
Lovely.
The turnaround was really fast for the TA5F.
Okay, so you guys, you heard it first. Get in contact with Sennheiser support, and they can make sure that they get the correct cable to you for your needs. Do we have any further questions?
No other questions at the moment, just lots of love for the new digital series.
Amazing.
Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Excellent, excellent. Well, if we have a second, I'd love to just gloss over some of the Neumann stuff, if you
Absolutely,
can.
yeah. So as you can see to my right, your left, would be the Neumann MT48. This is basically a new fully featured, first time in 98 years for Neumann to have a digital mixing console that's portable. And this is the younger sister, and it has an older brother, which is the Anubis from Merging Technologies, a company in Switzerland. So Neumann recently purchased Merging Technologies as well as Deer Reality. With this here, this is a fully functional digital console. It is running off USB-C powered. There's also USB-C that acts as a bridge to Ravenna, and there's also, you can share this with multiple different units and interconnect it as well to the Horus and the Happy, which are other products that expand into multiple inputs and more of that ecosystem.
Right.
This has 2 independent preamps, 78 dB of gain, 136 dynamic range, so fully capable. I've been running this at home and using the remote control software as well.
Okay.
So you have a touch screen and a very simple home button if you want to get yourself out of trouble and get back to the main menu, including 3 different fan settings. It is its own heat sink, so there are 3 different fan settings from a low, medium, and a high, and talkback mute on the fan.
Is that selectable?
It's selectable, correct.
That's
yeah.
pretty
You
cool.
can go into the main menu, and if you run into any noise issues, you can untalk back and mutes. So if you're running in a hot environment, the fan does turn on. As soon as you go to record or talk back, it mutes, which is pretty awesome.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
So
Right now we are running just our basic setup into the Neumann KH80 monitors. We have a couple line-ins. We were actually streaming music, doing a point-to-point with the EWDP, sending straight out of some Spotify into the merging out to our NDH80s, which are the DSP monitors as well, which can be room optimized. There's an MA1 microphone, so it will send a low tone and a high frequency and spec out the rooms, depending on if you had a large desk, small desk, or an open standing application. So
absolutely.
Really versatile.
And so what I love about this application in our world, as we wrap up, is that for the people who are more interested in the post-dialogue kind of workflow, this is a great setup. I personally own these KH80s. They sound amazing. If you need a mastering grade interface, this is Merging Technologies. They make the good stuff.
I would also add that, like, you have the built-in DSP that you can add onto the channel, but you are capable of printing that with the DSP and then also a dry channel for those who are doing post work
at the same time.
At the same time.
At the same time.
Correct.
So that was a great feature.
One of the one last feature we'll kind of throw in there is the EQ and dynamics and reverb. So to give you that sense of if you're singing and you wanted to feel much more confident during your rehearsal or during your session, it won't be sent out live. It'll send in the phones or for reverb.
Excellent.
So it gives you that extra sense of security and a little bit of effect for you.
Right. So you can super flexible interface for. Okay, absolutely. Go
We
ahead
have a
with
quick
that question
for the Neumann box. It's a 2-parter, so they're asking if it is a speaker controller and also if there is a separate path for a subwoofer.
So we don't have a separate. Well, actually, no. We can have a separate path for a subwoofer because there's 4 analog outputs on it. So you can do that. It is the speaker control as well for up to 2 monitors analog with the AES connection on the back and optical. You can connect to both, and those should populate onto the front of the interface.
Yeah, there's a Toslink input there as well. There's an RJ45 for interconnecting to Ravenna as well. And we've also done multiple Atmos systems, linking this with the Horus as well. So where we've done some 9.2 and 7.2 and 5.1 different systems in the Dolby Atmos using the MT48 in conjunction with the other merging technology and Neumann interfaces.
Lovely. All right. Well, with that being said, we're going to go and wrap it up. We appreciate your time, you guys. Absolutely so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Our next booth is going to be Halter Tech. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks. All right, welcome back to the Gotham Sound Expo. I'm TK Edmondson. I'm here with Doc Justice from Halter Tech. Doc, it's a pleasure to be with you again as always.
So good to see you.
Absolutely, my friend. So tell us about the microphone, man. Give us a little update on this.
Yeah, so the Microsone, it is our new earwig concept that just started shipping at the end of December. This is the smallest rechargeable Bluetooth earbud in the world, and it pairs via Bluetooth to our control pack, which receives a signal from any analog transmitter and retransmit up to the talent's ear. In fact, we're using it right now connected in with our comms system. Electro transmitter is now feeding the control pack, which is then being fed up to both of our ears into the microphones that we are currently wearing.
Lovely.
So we're monitoring off of the same feed here. Because the system is compatible with any transmitter, you can throw anything you want at it, VHF or UHF. It works with all of them.
So this is just like a perfect use case scenario where you're able to integrate this product immediately into a workflow.
I mean, let's be honest. The cart rolled up and we plugged in our system in 10 seconds or less, and we're already up and running, and yeah, no fuss.
Absolutely.
So pretty simple.
Yeah, no, that's the beauty of it, I think, at the end of the day.
At NAB, we talked a lot about the Bluetooth integrations and how the possibilities of it. That was just one example of what this system is capable of. So you could pair this with a phone directly. You could pair the control pack to a wireless speaker, have an instant video village set up. The possibilities are really endless.
Yeah, and I think that's what the key thing about this product is. It's super flexible.
Yeah.
Super flexible.
Yeah, versatile and powerful.
Excellent. So I want to take the time to see if we have any questions in the chat.
No questions at the moment, just a lot of love for the new Microsone.
No questions.
No questions at this time? Okay. Excellent. Well, I think that about wraps it up, Doc. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, anybody who has questions knows how to reach me. I am very findable on social media.
Very findable. Yeah. One of the easiest guys to find. One of the most likable guys to find. So thank you for your time, Doc. We appreciate it.
I appreciate that very much.
Yeah. Next up, we have sound devices. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks. Welcome back to Gotham Sound Expo 2023. I am TK Edmondson. We are getting ready to finish out our day. We're here with Paul Isaacs from Sound Devices.
Hi, TK.
Wonderful time seeing you again.
Yeah.
We just want to make sure you guys are dropping comments and questions in the chat. We want to keep this very engaging. So without any further ado, Paul, take us over the Astral setup and everything you guys have currently to offer.
Okay, yeah, so mainly we're focusing on our wireless.
Okay, absolutely.
Today. I mean, there's some familiar products here, the
No,
8 series.
never seen that before.
And the CL16. But obviously we have this wireless stuff, which integrates very well with the 8 series. But yeah, a quick overview here. And it's going to have to be a very, very surface level because there's so much you can do. But the Nexus, A20 Nexus is our new multi-channel digital receiver. True diversity across all its channels, okay? It comes as standard with 8 channels, but it can be expanded to 12 or 16 channels via software licenses. And actually those software licenses, expansion licenses, can be rented as well. So if your typical job is less than 8 channels, but occasionally you might need a few extra channels, maybe once or twice a year, you can rent those as well.
Lovely, so options.
So, yeah, fully digital system that's compatible with our transmitters. Obviously we have the A20 Mini transmitter here, and we have the A20 Mini with battery doubler. This gives double the amount of power. Still very small and curvaceous, so it fits nicely in the body. It's very comfortable to wear. And then we have the A10TX boom mount or body pack transmitter as well, which can work with any handheld or boom type mic situation. In fact, here's a third-party solution to a handheld and boom type solution here.
Yeah, lovely.
We'll talk more about that later if you want to.
Okay, yeah.
But anyway, so a quick overview of our A20 platform. It has a tuning range of 470 to 1.5 gigahertz. We call it Spectra Band. What that basically means is you can use our transmitters and receivers anywhere in the world. You're not going to need to buy special SKUs to satisfy the legal requirements of each location.
Yeah, right.
It's all possible with one piece of hardware, transmitters and receivers. Spectra Band, that's over a gigahertz of usable spectrum. We divide that into multiple tuning bands, and each tuning band is about roughly on average 25 megahertz wide, and they're like brick wall filter tuning bands, so they're phenomenal at eliminating out of band interference. They're like we use SAW filters, surface acoustic wave filters, which have almost a brick wall characteristic outside the band, which is different from other systems that are out there.
Right, and the bands are country dependent via the Bluetooth.
There's no Bluetooth here.
Okay.
So yeah, the Nexus actually tells you, if you select the country there, it'll tell you which bands are legal.
Okay.
It automatically grays out regions which are not selectable. So this does all the hard work for you in terms of telling you what you can and can't use illegally from country to country.
Absolutely. Hey.
That's okay. So yeah, that's Spectra Band, a very important part of technology for the A20 platform. Another thing which is really important is our backlink control from the receiver to the transmitters, and we call this NextLink. The whole point of controlling transmitters and receivers is pretty obvious. Sometimes you might need to turn off the transmitter or mute the transmitter or change its frequency if there's sort of like interference, or increase its RF patch. To be able to do that remotely is a very key aspect of a product. So when we're designing this backlink, we want to make sure that that range of that control from receiver to transmitter was way longer than the actual forward audio link. Right? Because imagine a situation where your RF, there's dropouts and you need to increase the RF power. You have to still have that control.
Exactly.
So we've achieved that with our protocol. It's a proprietary protocol called NextLink, and it is phenomenal. Everyone who's used it said that the range is phenomenal, very robust and resilient. We've tested it in very crowded 2.4 gigahertz environments, and still getting hundreds and hundreds of feet of range.
So you're not going to run out of ropes.
Like NAB last week.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The demonstration. Yeah,
Bluetooth doesn't work. Wi-Fi doesn't work. Nexlink worked really, really well.
That's right. I did forget. I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you, Paul. That was a great interaction there.
Yeah,
we do have a couple questions as well.
Okay.
One question from Ken Goodwin is if there's going to be any new plugins for the Mix Pre series coming in the future.
We're jumping to Mix Pre series. I don't talk about any questions beginning with the word W. Will or who or when. They get filtered out of my brain.
You live by a very distinct
please.
set of rules, don't you?
Any others?
Any further questions?
Another question that we get often in the office is about a upgrade to A10s and where they're going in the future for the transmitters.
Well, that's another W question. I'm just going to say this. We're very, very well aware of what people want. And generally, Sound Devices responds to what people want. Say no more. Okay. Yes.
Any further questions then?
All the questions right now, everybody's loving the Nexus.
Oh, great.
Excellent, excellent.
Thank you. So, should we carry on?
Yeah, absolutely. I was just going to say, go for it.
Okay, so we got to that. With the A20 system, by the way, there's no trim control on your transmitters.
Right.
Because we have such a wide dynamic range, 130 dB, that there's no need to control the gain on the, if a talent's going from a whisper to a shout, it doesn't matter, you can just leave it at the same level. All your gain control can be at either the mixer side or on the Nexus output level side, okay? Okay, so the other really unique thing about the Nexus, and you can see it here on the screen, is this built-in real-time spectrum analyzer. And that really sets sort of like new standard in making it really easy to do your frequency coordination and to troubleshoot on set. Because when you have such a real-time visual picture of what's going on, if you hear a dropout and you see some interference surrounding the peak coming from your transmitter, you can see it. So it takes all the mystery out. So for instance, if a channel 2 stops working here, I can quickly move that channel 2 to a different frequency, and it'll just jump in real time, as you saw there.
Yeah, you can see it.
And you can see where you're moving these channels to clean areas. We also do have this auto assign system, which, when you select part of the spectrum, you can then hit the auto assign button, and then it will look for the cleanest frequencies and then allocate the frequencies to those receiver channels, and then the Nexus will send all those frequencies to the transmitters. And the process happens in seconds. So this is a huge time-saving, stress-relieving thing on set.
Especially in terms of high channel count deployment.
Yeah, and especially in crowded city environments. I mean, you can very quickly scan through your tuning bands to see where the busy parts of the spectrum are. You can see there's lots of DTV here.
And just so we're seeing, this is actively responding on the application through the web browser.
Yeah, we can do that.
All interconnected.
Yeah, actually. So what we're seeing here, I'm just really controlling everything from the Nexus, but we do have Ethernet network ports on the rear panel of Nexus, and here we got the 2 RJ45s, and then there's an SFP port if you want to do network over optical.
Absolutely.
And all of these ports are capable of doing Dante and control.
Correct.
And you can even power the Nexus. You can even power the Nexus via Power Ethernet.
Excellent.
And the advantage of that is that you can put your Nexus receiver much closer to the action to minimize dropouts. Yeah, so just remote it. You can control it from your phone, a tablet, or from a computer. You can bring your audio back via Dante, and you can all with just one long cat cable, right?
Yes, key fact is the Nexus cannot be connected to the 8 series for that Dante feature too.
Yes, so when you're docked, and we haven't spoken about the dock system, but the Nexus can be run standalone, in which case you get that remote operation, but you can actually have it docked via, you can see it on the back of this panel here, this is called the Quick Dock accessory. You've got those 2 levers which you can squeeze, which allow you to sort of insert and remove the Nexus from any of the 8 series models in a matter of seconds. So that's really quite a flexible situation. What else can I tell you? There's so much. So yeah, let's just have a quick
look. We do have another question about the Nexus. They're asking about what is the battery life normally when it's not hard-lined in?
What's the battery life of the Nexus?
That would probably depend on what DC source you're using it. Assuming it's a DC source, an AC source would just be good to run all day.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly that. When you're docked, Nexus is docked to an 8 series, it's powered via the 8 series. So, you know, I know a lot of people are using like smart batteries.
Yeah, via the serial port, you're powering through the 8
so
series.
one of those smart batteries, IDX smart batteries, or I can't remember the brand name
Inspired
now.
Energy is another option as well.
The 98 watt hour batteries. With a Nexus, I mean, it depends what you've got powered up, but you should be able to get over 3 hours with one of those batteries powering the Nexus and the 8 series.
Right.
So I think the key is that there is no internal battery in the Nexus itself.
No. Yeah. When it's not connected to an 8 series, then you've got 2 DC input ports, which can take any power source running from 10 to 18 volts.
All right.
Okay. The Nexus actually has also DC outputs.
This is correct.
On TA4. Hirose, sorry. So you can power sort of Hirose and
anything that you have
other
peripheral
devices.
auxiliary devices.
Exactly.
Well, I think that about wraps it up
Okay.
for us, Paul. We appreciate you. We're going to wrap up our coverage of the Gotham Expo 2023. So just remember to stick around. I believe we're going to try to do a wrap-up video to explain how we shot this whole thing for you guys. So if you have any questions, comments, leave them in the chat. We'll try to wrap back around for that to you. And signing off from Gotham 2023. Paul, thanks so much. I appreciate your time.
I was going to knuckle you for a minute there.
Well, we can do it. Take care. We appreciate
take care.
it. See you soon.
All right. So I'm going to take these off. So hi, everybody. First of all, thanks for tuning in. Thanks to the amazing crew that you see around. Thanks to the hosts for watching. We got a couple of questions about how all of this rig came together. And we can definitely answer your questions. We have an earwig. We'll talk about that. I think we'll start on the camera side, which is we have a Panasonic camera here. It's going, I got to switch. So show here. So I'm switching here. So that's the camera that you're seeing in the shot. It is, you're seeing it shot from an iPhone. So I'm going to switch back to the main camera, and if you can, kind of show, there it is. So that iPhone is running a free application called NDI HX. It's going Wi-Fi into the PepWave. The PepWave sees the Wi-Fi, and then it goes into Ecamm Live, which sees it as a second source. So I'm just going to pull up Ecamm. Yeah, there it is as a second source. Ecamm responds to the Stream Deck, so I'll switch. I can switch back, and there's that. And so that's the camera side. Panasonic is just going into, weirdly, I had a very fancy USB dongle, but if you look under here, it's actually worked out better to go into one of the cheaper dongles. It's that yellow thing, yeah. And so that hits the computer USB. The iPhone hits it with NDI. So that's the camera side. Audio-wise, Jordan, we have an 888 as the kind of central hub. It's picking up all the wireless mics with our Axient digital system. The Axient digital system is feeding via Dante. And then the other thing that is nifty about this is the comms is being handled by a FreeSpeak Arcadia. And so the FreeSpeak Arcadia is also Dante, and so Jordan can hear the comms with a Dante feed out of Arcadia. So speaking of comms, the question askers, and I think I'll flip around here, the question askers and the whole team behind us, they're all on comms, and they're able to hear everything on comms. Program goes through comms, so it's their CommTech. They have a channel that goes to an earwig. Here, if you show, yes, show me the earwig, and then absolutely, Lauren. And that is being fed via a 4-wire into the CommTech. Into the Phonak Roger system. Phonak Roger system is actually feeding an antenna. I'm just going to say, for FCC purposes, this is hypothetically feeding this antenna. It's not actually feeding it.
We're live.
In terms of remote communication, we tried out a new thing, which is interesting. Again, because the FreeSpeak is Dante, we're going into a second computer, which is running this program, Sonobus. It's a free open source program that basically does Opus codec across the internet. And so that is then tied into our Unity intercom system. And Jared and the rest of the remote team is off on Unity. And as soon as my app loads up, if you're not familiar with Unity, I will show you what that looks like. It's logging in, so that's kind of what that looks like. So in theory, well, I won't do it because it'll cause weird feedback, but if somebody wanted to talk on the air, they would just make sure they were talking in the on-air channel and push to talk. So that's it. I'll switch back to the regular camera. Any questions? Anything?
No questions at the moment. Getting a lot of compliments on your cart, Peter.
Geez. Two quick things about the cart. This is Jan McLaughlin's old cart, and so it's got a lot of good energy. Just when things were about to fall apart, I could feel the energy from her sort of lifting it back up again. And then the other thing was, it became clear, I don't know if anybody's seen the movie Fifth Element, but the inspiration was that kind of dumpling cart that pulls up to Bruce Willis's apartment and has all the stuff. So anyways, thanks for watching. We really wanted to make this about viewer participation. Thanks to the crew for making this happen. Thanks to the vendors. Special shout out to Joe for putting this all together. And yeah, I hope to see you real soon.